This Christian just told this atheist that he could prove God's existence to him in 30 seconds. Watch this.
You don't believe in God's existence?
I think it's more unlikely than likely. At least the
Unlikely.
Christian God, too.
Let me tell you how you can prove God's existence in 30 seconds scientifically without the use of faith. That building is proof there was a builder. Am I right?
You sure?
Right, because we know that buildings are built by builders. That's part of the definition of a building.
You know there was a builder. Even if the builder died 50 years ago, you know there was a builder because buildings cannot build themselves.
No, that's not why. The definition of a building is something that was built. That's why when someone says, "There's a building," you know there was a builder. If someone said, "There's a cave," you wouldn't assume there was a builder because caves don't have builders. And they also don't build themselves, by the way.
Okay.
That's scientific.
That's scientific? That's just a dictionary definition of what a building is.
Creation is evidence of a creator.
That's also a definition. A creation is that which is created by a creator. But what are you claiming was created, and how do you know? And why do you seem so angry?
You look around, you see the genius of God's creative hand. Everywhere you look.
Give me an example. How do you know it's God's creative hand, and how do you know there is a God?
And the Bible says this: the invisible things of Him from the creation of the world are clearly seen, being understood by the things that are made.
Why should I care what the Bible says?
So you know God exists because you know things have been made.
What things? All you said is that buildings are built by a builder, which is just a definition and has nothing to do with God.
An atheist believes the scientific impossibility that nothing created everything.
No, an atheist just doesn't believe in God, because there's no evidence. As far as how everything came into existence, modern cosmology gets us some part of the way, but there will always be unknowns, I think it's fair to assume. Saying that God did it is no different than saying the boogeyman did it. There's no evidence, and it doesn't increase your understanding in the slightest. If you don't know, just say, "I don't know." That's the honest thing, although I can see you don't put much stock in that.
Not that there was nothing in the beginning, but an atheist believes that nothing gave us flowers, birds, trees, the sun, the moon, the stars, puppies, kittens, the marvels of the human eye, the miracle of childbirth, the human mind, male and female, all the species came about because nothing was the creative force.
No. Science provides really fantastic explanations for all those things. Now, if you've never studied science and your intellectual worldview is the same as someone living in the year 72 CE, maybe this would sound convincing, but this is just a God of the gaps argument, and all those gaps have already been filled anyway.
That's insane.
That is insane, but there is no scientific theory that says that, and there is no atheist who says that, so this is all just fast-talking bullshit from a bullshit preacher.
That's what the Bible says. The fool has said in his heart there's no God.
And again, why should I care what the Bible says about anything? Anyway, you are a complete embarrassment to religion. I hope most religious people can see that.